It is now April 2nd, I believe, of the year 2021. Sounds very futuristic to me. Where is my flying car? I don't think flying cars make any sense anyway. It's just too much energy for one thing and it's a pointless waste of time. We shouldn't live that way. There's so much crap I need to do. I get a lot of messages from people. I gotta get better at responding to those correctly. Like, for example, not just ignoring them. It's usually not what I should do. Some of them I should, and I do, but not all of them. Sometimes I get a message that's so interesting and makes me think a lot, and I respond to it just because I never really finished my thoughts. And then by then it's years old and forgotten. It'd be funny if I responded to some of those though. The person might be surprised if they even have that email anymore. This is supposed to be a trail in here. This is that grove near the view, and it's a really cool spot. It's right, here at the view. So there's a view of the lake. That's really cool. And then it's just kind of got a lot of oak leaves, basically, because this is an oak dominant grove. In fact, it's all oaks. Every fucking tree's an oak. Maybe something else in there, but anyway. So this is a great spot. It's really easy to do things in the area of an oak and not disturb it. Unlike some other trees, which are more sensitive to disturbance. So I think in here the thing to do is to flatten out anything that can get flattened out. Make flat areas. I don't think don't even get rid of any trees or nothing. But flatten every area that can be flat. Connect those with trails, and maximize view, obviously. Well, looks like we already planted some magueys in here. That's cool. I love seeing that. Oh, we got more of them over here. We put a line of magueys on this edge. That's great. Things like magueys we should have in production to the degree where we can just put them everywhere and not even have to think about it. We can always kill them later, and when they mature, they have value, and they look cool. I mean, I think they're one of the best decorative plants here. And they also teach people don't mess with plants, because if you let yourself get poked by a maguey, it often gets infected, in my experience. I avoid it. I think people should learn to avoid messing with plants. Anyway, so there's currently a trail, well, a theoretical trail, that goes along this edge here. One question is, on the downslope side of it, there is a large area. We have a flat spot over there, a trail right here, and then this is just natural slope. And I am tempted. I don't know if this is the right spot, but I'm tempted in some spots to go out further to make a space that juts out. On the other hand, the general theory in this general area is we're digging in the slope. So it is actually kind of tempting to, on this side, do what we did over there. We flattened that area over there. It's a really nice view spot. No one's ever used it for anything. But we got really dense trees right here. Maybe it would be nice to keep those. In fact, that's something to consider in here. This is this grove. It has a future. Now, I had thought about digging it all down and stuff over time, and that's my long-term plan. And again, as I've said before, in terms of, and you can question my design thoughts. I mean, please do. I'm not a trained designer, but I design shit. And I would love to learn from actual designers who are more trained than I. But in this case, for example, like I'm thinking about, this madrone out here is really sweet looking. This madrone's really sweet looking. That's a great looking oak. And we could easily stick orchids and stuff in that. And I mean, these are just really nice oaks right here, so I don't want to lose these. There's pines over here. They actually both look kind of cool. And that is an odd thing when we do forestry here, is sometimes we do exactly what my two really cool forestry books that I like say not to do. I leave the pines that are crooked and strange. And that's because they're art, and just by selection, I can make a far better, prettier location. I guess I don't mind that the view here is blocked by trees. You know, I can't cut down all the damn trees to make views everywhere, and I've already done it in a few. And so, and I still don't have great views. I mean, I'd have to cut down a lot more. But my long-term plan supposedly is to dig way down. Well, I think digging this part out first is good. That's an extreme change, you know. It's a really interesting spot. I never stand right here anymore. I haven't been here since the accident, and before the accident I would only come here if I was doing something in the area for some reason, and not right here. Never right here, actually, hardly. Here's a hole here in the ground. I'd probably give you a tour of that space down there, and I've talked about digging spaces out. Well, this is the second one of two. We dug one out over by the kitchen at the view, and then we also dug right here. Oh, God damn it. There should be trails around here. I did just have this cleared out a bunch, so it's getting better. This is a kind of hole here that should not exist because someone could fall into it. It's actually a hazard. You know, I know it's Mexico and there's hazards everywhere, but not everybody knows that. Not everybody's from Mexico. And so also if it's dark, it gets really dark here, and people aren't really used to being in dark places, a lot of them. In fact, I would say the vast majority of people are not at all used to being in dark places. So, you know, I mean, this is like a what is it, a health and safety hazard, you know? So we need to immediately put shit around that, and those branches down there would be excellent candidates. I would rather somebody trip and fall on branches right around the hole than, I don't know. Actually, that could make it worse, a worse hazard. We don't want to make it worse. So now I'm coming out of that grove towards Bliss, and then there's a little bit more of it down here. I think we really need to maximize that really nice space, and the entire thing is just flattening it. There is a slight, well, there's slope on it, and so that's tricky, but making flat spots, I guess, is more accurate. You know, like between these trees over here, there's a nice area. It's already flat, so we could just toss a few metal chairs, you know, outdoor chairs and tables and things in there.